The Spanish people are passionate about the arts. From flamenco dancing to fine painting, they build on tradition while working towards perfection. And the same goes for food. Here in Madrid, they take their ham very seriously.
Now, when I say the word ham, you may not think that it's a bizarre or unusual food, but trust me, one visit to the Museo del Jamón and you will know that there is more to this ham than meets the eye.
The Museo del Jamón, or the Ham Museum, is one of hundreds of what I call ham bars, found all over Spain. They are everywhere, kind of like coffee shops in the US. But rather than taking a break to grab a cup of joe, Spaniards grab a few ounces of salty cured heaven, my kind of town. At the Museo del Jamón, thousands of pounds of ham line these walls.
As you can see, they leave the shank end and the hoof attached to all the best quality hams. That's your assurance of the type of ham it is, what type of pig, where it comes from.
And that's very important when you're talking Spanish hams. Some of the world's top quality pigs are native to this region, making for a ham that's second to none.
Now, these hams here are very unique. They're Serrano hams. They get their name because they come from the mountainside. They're white-footed hams. They come from pigs that were introduced into Spain in the 1950s. And while they're highly prized all around the world, the Spanish consider them everyday hams. You can see that right across from them are the famed Jamón Iberico hams. Now, these hams come from black-footed hogs that are genetically pure. They're most akin to the wild boars that still roam many parts of Spain. They're about 8 times the price of the Serrano hams, and these hams up here are most highly prized, the Bellota Dio hams, because they were fed acorns and hazelnuts and anything else that was on the forest floor in the mountainside, in the wild, the year before slaughter. This stuff is absolutely knock your socks off great.
Spaniards started eating ham back in the 15th century as a symbol of religious independence after the Moors left Spain. Today, it's more about the taste, which is unique to Spanish ham.
Ham in Spain is treated the same way that caviar is in many parts of the world. Spanish ham is buttery, intense, nutty, it's feral, it tastes wild, it melts in your mouth. Spaniards line up in places like these 24/7, 365 to eat this stuff. They're ham crazy.
Finally, my ham feast is ready. A plate filled with different varieties, including Jamón Iberico.
Look at the color of that and the fat content. Remember, kids, fat is flavor. It's not a bad thing. This is absolutely ham-tastic. You can taste the mountain air and the hazelnuts in this ham. You can taste the acorns. You can taste the pine needles on the forest floor.
I'd rather eat a pound of ham than a quart of ice cream any day of the week. Before I leave, there's one more thing I have to try.
Down here in the corner of the deli case, you can see they've got head cheese. These are terrines that are made using all the meat around the pig's head. And this is one that's made using meat exclusively from the heads of the Iberian pigs, the black-footed ones. Oh, yeah. Muchas gracias. Now, to some people, this stuff is kind of scary. To me, it's just good. Oh.
After a couple of hours at the Ham Museum, I take in some of the sights and maybe even walk off a few pounds. Later that day, I'm ready to try another Spanish passion, seafood.
Madrileños love their seafood. This landlocked city of 5 million people eats more seafood per capita than any other city in all of Europe. And one of the best restaurants in all of Spain for fish and shellfish is right here in Madrid, La Trainera.
Entering this upscale eatery, I'm greeted by a spectacular preview of what's to come. I decide to start with the percebes, or gooseneck barnacles.
Oh, that smells fabulous, like steamed shellfish ought to. Very briny and intense, very oceanic. It's got a real coppery aroma to it, much the same way that cooked oysters do. Superb.
Percebes grow on the rocks in the heavy surf off the coast of Spain, and because they're tough to harvest, are quite expensive, going for more than 30 bucks a plate. They're tricky to eat, so when it's time to taste, the owner, Miguel Gomez, gives me a few pointers.
All right, so you separate that from there and give it a little twist and pull it out, and there's that little protective covering, and then just wow. That tastes like the best shrimp you've ever had, but it has the texture of some sort of pharmaceutical jelly. This is only my second one, and clearly I'm getting much better at opening them. I'm not so sure about keeping them down. Oh. It's a textural thing, but I'm getting used to it.
Although the restaurant isn't open yet for the evening, Miguel invites me to join him for a meal in one of the nautically themed dining rooms.
Salud.
Prawns, spiny lobster, crab, and even rodaballo, a variety of flat fish called a turbot that's caught right off the coast. Although we already tried gooseneck barnacles in the kitchen, Miguel thinks I missed the best part.
Oh, you crack the foot open. Oh. See, you always need the expert. Turns out that the best part is the little toe stuff inside there. All right, we'll give that a shot. That's the best part. Crunchy little sea feet. Who knew?
Wow, succulent red shrimp, fresh from Madagascar.
All right. Now you gotta tilt the head down so that all the goodies stay in there. And I think you can take a look and see all that fabulous stuff that's inside there. And that's the mandatory first bite. Oh, wow.
Next up, the rodaballo.
Wow. You see that knowing glance I got? He knows how good this is.
And finally,
Bouet, which is the giant Mediterranean stone crab, has just entered the room. Wow. In all my years of dining, this is one of the few varieties that even I have never tried. This is a very, very rare experience indeed. Look at the size of those claws.
when eating crab, most people go right for the meat and skip the best part. Not me.
Now, inside a crab's body are the guts, plus roe sacks and all sorts of different other little yucky body parts that contribute to making what we call in the crab business the mustard back home. Now, what they've done with this crab is they've opened it up in such a way, after it's been cooked, to preserve all of those juices, all of those guts, all of that egg sac, and they've stirred it all together into a wonderful little stew here. Do you like this?
No.
No. Even he won't eat it. A little squeeze of lemon, and voila. It's essentially foie gras of the ocean. There's nothing better. Trust me on this.